Hello there. So, my name is Dermot Howard. I'm delighted to be part of this group. The Camino, believe it or not, has been on my bucket list for quite a while. I used to do a lot of hiking and a lot of climbing, and I suppose in terms of that part of my life, it peaked in 2017 when we made an attempt on Mont Blanc, myself and a group of friends. Unfortunately, a storm came in that week. We weren't allowed to do the highest parts of it. We did a lot of the lower level stuff, and then we retired to the pub for the week. So it was quite an enjoyable week. We worked hard and we played hard. Done a good few different things, but from the climbing and the hiking, I would have always had a love, the idea of the Camino, let's say. And then when Helen invited me during the summer, well, to be honest, I think I kind of invited myself. I was only delighted that she extended the invitation after I dropped many hints. So yeah, great to be here. Let's have a super time. I've a little bit of experience, lads. I've done, as I said, I've done a lot of hiking. I've done a lot of climbing. I've done Carrantoul on my fingers and toes. I've done it at night. I've done it when, it's been frozen. I've climbed up ice parts of it. I've done Mont Blanc and a few of the mountains around Chamonix, and so on and so forth. The one thing I would say about this is anybody who's not used to walking distances, it's not 20k a day. It's 120 odd k, I think. If you look at it at 20k a day, you're in trouble. And what I mean by that is anybody within reason can do 20k a day. Easy peasy. To do 20k a day, day after day after day, that's the hard part. So train beyond that. You want to be able to do, from a training point of view, you want to be able to do 10k a day at your ease. I have a theory that you're capable of doing double what you train for. But that's struggling. That's really struggling at that. We want to do this in our ease. We want to have fun along the way. For the last 3 mornings of it, we don't want to be dragging ourselves along for the last couple of days, which is exactly what we do if we don't get our training right. So my take on it is we want to be doing 8 or 10k every day. We want to be walking a long walk at the weekend. So you want to be knocking 20k a day out at the weekend. A little tip and a little trick, I know weighted vests are all the rage at the moment. The old fashioned weighted vest that we used when we were training for Mont Blanc, that was a backpack with weights in it. And we'd put a backpack on our back and we'd hike up and down Lug na Quilla 2 or 3 times. We started off with small weights and eventually we had it up to 25 kgs. We had in the backpack on our back going up and down. And the same with Carrantoul. We did that 3 times one day with 20 kgs on our back. The idea behind that is obviously your body works harder to get stronger, to get fitter. But for example, if you have 20 kgs on your back during training and you're able to do that, then when you go to do the Camino without that weight on your back, all of a sudden you're going to be 20 kgs lighter and you're going to dance along the trail. So my approach to that would be put a backpack on your back, any sort of a backpack, fill a plastic 2 litre carton with water, put it in, and off you go. Do that in week 1. Week 2, you're going to have 2 cartons in it. Week 3, you're going to have 3 cartons in it. So you want to build yourself up to 10 kgs if you can do that. And different things work for different folks. It's really simple. If you can build yourself up to 10 kgs over 5 weeks, you won't notice the difference in the weight you're carrying week on week. But when you go to walk the Camino without that weight on your back, as I say, you'll dance along the trail. And the most important thing, don't think of it as a 20k, 20ks. It's not 5 or 6 20ks. It's not. It's 120 odd k. I forget the exact details that Helen told me, but it's 120k. The thing about this is spending time stood on your feet. That's really it. The longer you spend on your feet, the better equipped you will be for this. Back during one of the lockdowns, I've had fits of running at different stages, but during one of the lockdowns I was at my fittest as such. And I ran 4 half marathons Holy Week. We did one Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, skipped Thursday, and we did another one on Friday. And at the end of that, the guy I was running with, he's a bit of a basket case in Carlow, called Paul Ward. He runs a boot camp. He gave me a hug on the Friday, and he said to me, Dermot, he said, now you're fit. I said, geez, Paul, I was always fit. He said, no. He said, you've done that day after day after day. He said, that's the definition of fit, not doing a 10K. Now look, there's different definitions of fitness for different people, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking to be strong enough to do 20K a day at our ease. And boom, off we go. And it's not hard. It's really not hard. I'll give you another quick story before I leave. So when I started my journey into running, I'd go out on my own. And I'd go out early every morning because I'd be in the van and I'd be on the road by 6:30 or 7 o'clock. So I was running by 5 a.m, let's say. And one morning I was running along and I was struggling. I was really struggling. I found it hard to break 6K, I think it was. 5 or 6K, I was maxed out. And a guy ran up behind me one morning and he, in a very nice way, told me off. He said, Jesus, you're killing yourself. You're setting a blistering pace. Which I thought I wasn't, to be honest. So that evening I came, or that morning I came home anyway. I rang this Paul Ward chap, an incredible character. Rang Paul and asked him for a favour. We'd been sponsoring some signage for a charity event he was hosting. And I said, yeah, anything at all. Told him what I was training for, Climb Mont Blanc. And I wanted to go running early in the mornings before I would go to work. He said to me, sure, no problem at all. I said, right, Paul, the only catch is, I said, I run at 5 in the mornings. And he said, oh, right. He said, can you wait till 15:15? Which I could, no problem at all. So I met Paul 5:15 the following morning. And much to my amazement, I wasn't the only basket case in Carlow. There was about half a dozen other lads out, and a couple of girls as well, at that time to do a 10K around the town. So I went on the Tuesday from struggling with 5 and 6 to the Thursday, I think it was, where we did 12K, and I did it at my ease. And the key there was I had company and I had somebody to control my pace. But and that's what we'll have. We'll have company along the path. We'll have one another, and we'll have so many other people doing it. And we'll also have somebody to control our pace. And there'll be loads of stops for fags, for people that smoke. I don't. I might have the odd glass of sangria. We'll see how that goes. But just spend time on your feet, lads. Build up the distance slowly. Build up the weight you carry slowly, if that's your thing. And it's not that hard. Just consistency is really all it is. It's consistency. Do a little bit every day. If you don't have time in the evening, take a leaf out of my mad book, set your alarm clock an hour earlier and get up in the morning and get out. It's just as simple as that. Anyway, fantastic to meet you all. Hope I haven't bored ye or scared ye or any of that stuff. If we do it right, we'll dance along this path and we'll have a blast. We'll make friends forever. The group of guys I went climbing with in the Alps in 2017, I'm still great friends with them. This Camino trip is coming at a perfect time because we've just signed up for another trip with the same group of guys where September 12 months we're going out to Poland to do the 7 highest peaks in Poland in 7 days. So this Camino trip is a great kickstart to my training for the 7 peaks in Poland. Great stuff. Let's talk to you soon, folks. Take care.